Today I got an email from a supplier that I have contracted to do a project for me. It's a bit of a creative project, and they had asked me for feedback on their first draft. And so I had given feedback politely, saying, well, this is here and this has been repeated, and that's actually, that information is not correct, and perhaps we could template it like this, etc. And the response I was met with was really defensive. And how annoying is that, right? When you're giving somebody feedback, particularly when they have requested feedback, particularly when you contracted them to do a job. But, it's annoying from our teams, and it is annoying as a leader when we get it from our teams. Now, certainly feedback can sometimes be hard to take as a team member, and I do believe that as leaders, as owners, we should always invite permission for feedback, or have structured frameworks as to how we give feedback, so we're not just landing our opinions on people. But if you're somebody who's in that leadership position, or you're delivering a service to somebody, or you're a business owner and you receive feedback is actually a gift. And so the framework that I would suggest you adopt when you do get feedback and you maybe don't like it is a 4-step one. So first of all, pausing. So, thinking, where's that person coming from, right? Pausing before you respond, not just reacting with annoyance, because it's really hard to turn that around. If you get an email that's full of defensiveness and it's not just clear, polite, kind, said in person if it should be said in person, it's really hard to turn that around because we all misconstrue written communication. The second piece then is to approach it with curiosity. So maybe ask questions. Like, I'm curious, why do you feel like that? Or, yeah, let's set up a meeting so we can discuss it face to face, as opposed to making assumptions. A next step is to thank the person, because again, as I said, feedback is a gift. So thanks for taking the time to review this. Thanks for taking the time to give me feedback. And then the fourth step is deciding what you're going to do with the feedback. So not all feedback is valid. People all the time in life are going to tell you what you should be doing better, shutting all over you, and realistically, particularly as an owner or a leader, you need to start making your own decisions. But, you do sometimes need to make changes or explain why you are not changing things in a certain way. And so the, leadership lesson here really is that feedback should not be taken with, ego or fear of looking wrong or defensive,ness, but there's a leadership lesson in people not my dog's just being crazy here. There's a leadership lesson here in people recovering from feedback the fastest and actually moving forwards on the feedback that they need to take, like athletes, entrepreneurs, leaders, etc. Relationships are going to be the people that are the most successful in the long run. So I just invite you, next time somebody gives you feedback, or next time you're giving feedback to somebody else, noticing your first instinct or their first instinct. Like, you don't always need to explain to justify, and you certainly don't need to defend, but it's to try and seek to understand, because it's giving you an opportunity to improve your work or to improve yourself, potentially. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow for more from Endures. Bye.